The man poured water into a basin. The modeling clay dissolved instantly upon contact. He molded the soft clay into an arc shape and pressed it into a pre-prepared mold. With both hands firmly pressed down, a fake handgun took form. The next second, the man knocked on the door and handed the gun to his accomplice waiting outside. The robber burst into the cabin, everyone froze in terror. Two more hijackers burst in immediately. They pinned down passengers and seized a flight attendant, forcing her to reveal the air marshal's identity. To prevent passenger injuries, the air marshal stepped forward to surrender, with a gun pressed against him. He had no choice but to hand over his weapon. Just then, a passenger suddenly rose to resist. He shouted for help, yet the entire cabin remained frozen in fear. The man was savagely beaten by the hijackers, until he collapsed, no longer struggling. A terrifying silence fell over the cabin. The hijackers then unfurled a banner and chanted slogans of a terrorist organization. The captain, sensing something was amiss, immediately set the transponder to code 7500. Air traffic control quickly detected the hijacking. A passenger caught secretly filming was apprehended. To gain complete control over everyone, the hijackers confiscated all phones and herded passengers into economy class. They then took the flight attendants hostage, demanding the captain open the cabin door, but the captain flatly refused, with no other options. The hijackers called the government, demanding the release of their leader, but no one anticipated that this plane held more than just this group. The flight attendant and I exchanged a glance. We both understood. Our true objective this time was the 1.2 billion diamonds hidden aboard. This shipment had been secretly commissioned by the minister from the Middle East. To ensure its safe return, they employed a diamond encrypted phone as the key, establishing 3 layers of security. The first was the trusted courier. The second was a dual password system. The code was split into 2 parts, half kept by the minister, half held by the security firm. Only when both codes were entered simultaneously would the safe unlock. The third layer was the GPS tracking on the SIM card. If anyone tampered with the SIM, or the cargo deviated from its route, the system would immediately trigger an alarm. They'd taken out massive insurance, ensuring losses would be minimized even if something went wrong, but they never imagined I'd already hatched a scheme. I secretly arranged a meeting with the minister's secretary. Once I got the other half of the code, even if the diamonds were lost, the minister wouldn't suffer real losses, but we could strike it rich overnight. Since the phone had GPS tracking, the safest place to strike was aboard the aircraft, so I decided to team up with my girlfriend. We didn't know who the courier was, but such people, to maintain secrecy, would go without food or drink the entire journey. That was how we screened our target. Lisa, using her flight attendant status, questioned each passenger one by one, and finally identified the target. Then, during the meal service cleanup, she deliberately stained the courier's clothes. The man, afraid of drawing attention, had to go to the restroom to deal with it. We thought our chance had come, but just as we were about to act, the hijackers appeared.